Breaking NBA shockwave. Jaylen Brown trade talks erupt inside Boston as the Celtics explore blockbuster offers, while league sources say the Lakers are quietly preparing their next aggressive move for LeBron James in a summer that could reshape the entire NBA landscape.
So the hard conversations between these two sides have started. This has been a long relationship between Jaylen Brown and the Celtics. It's been mostly fruitful when you think about the success that these two sides have had. But I'm told here, as we're hours away from the NBA draft, the Boston Celtics have started to listen, engage, and discuss trades around Jaylen Brown. Sources tell me the Celtics are speaking to teams right now about Jaylen Brown. And you think about it, in 2022, the Celtics offered Jaylen Brown for Kevin Durant. Last summer, the Celtics did listen to trade offers for Jaylen Brown as they were trying to figure out how to shed salary under the aprons. They moved Kristaps Porzingis and Drew Holiday, keep Jaylen Brown. And then here they offer Jaylen Brown for Giannis. The difference, though, here is Jaylen Brown's coming off a Finals MVP campaign. He's coming off a lot of success as a MVP finalist. So this is something everyone around the league does believe could reach an inflection point sooner than later.
Shams, thank you. And you're talking about a guy that obviously kept this team afloat in a big way when Jason Tatum was out. But can you, put this genie back in the bottle? Is there any way you see a path forward for Brown and the Celtics?
I don't know because, like I said, I've been watching, I watch some of his off-the-court stuff where the Twitch is going and he's talking. It just seems like he's ready for his own path, his own team, his own little journey because he feels like people don't believe that he can do it alone. And when I see that, I don't really frown upon it. I've seen it too many times with other teammates that I've played with, and I
You only want to put the genie back in the bottle if one of the people want to put it back in the bottle. What if Jaylen Brown doesn't want it back in the bottle? What if Jaylen Brown wants to get traded to a team that'll be his own that potentially would offer him an extension? He's extension eligible in a month. What if the Celtics offer Jaylen Brown for Giannis Antetokounmpo because they know they need to break this core up and change it? I don't think it's definitely going to happen, but let's just be blunt. Jaylen Brown could get traded tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and the Celtics have to do something, or at least they obviously feel like they have to do something big after what happened in the playoffs.
This relationship is dead bird, tall grass. and like the legend Usher say, papers.
Yeah.
Sending papers, divorce papers. This relationship has run its course. There's no coming back to this from this. If you're Jaylen Brown, why would you want to be back in Boston? Like, you just had the...
Because you won?
No.
Because you won.
You
got Hardwell.
No. Yeah, Ray Allen won, too.
Yeah.
And he took less money and went to Miami.
That's Ray Allen.
No. But it's a different thing.
It's a different point in the career, too.
No. But when you feel disrespected.
Without a doubt.
And again, we're talking about a guy that finished top 5 in the MVP conversation. We're talking about a guy that's a finals MVP.
Yeah.
He has accolades that Kevin Garnett don't have in a Celtic uniform.
And I think that's part of what makes it so special. And it's been so much fun to live vicariously through Kevin Love's stories as they've gone on this epic trip. And I'm sure are reliving a lot of those moments. But in the 10 years since, right, LeBron James, you say legacy, he's only added to that legacy and why we regard him as one of, if not the greatest player of all time. Because in those 10 years, right, he's won another NBA title in 2020. He also won Finals MVP that same year. And now he's set to become an unrestricted free agent. So I want to bring Bobby Marks back into the conversation here as we recenter in today and recenter in the now. Because if winning is the only priority for LeBron James, which it's not, right? There's a lot there. But if winning is what we're looking at, what is the most realistic and likely outcome that LeBron should be looking at in this free agency?
I think, Malika, when you look at it, he's got the option of certainly going back to the Lakers, and it's probably at a significantly more than what he could potentially go back or sign with another team here. When you look at, the landscape of free agency, there's two teams that have cap space. When you look at Brooklyn and Chicago, then there's basically everyone else. And we're not ready to put the Lakers up there because the best free agents are on their own team. When you look at LeBron James and Rui Hachimura and Luke Kennard here, so they're with an asterisk here. And there are wild cards out there. And I think we learned from last year, Milwaukee was a team that didn't have cap space, and all of a sudden they wave in stretch Damian Lillard, and they go out and sign Miles Turner here. So it's a fluid situation as far as who else has spending power. But right now, the Lakers, I would think, are the team that basically could offer him the most. Probably gives him more of a realistic shot to try to win another championship.
Brian, you put a asterisk on the Lakers when we talk about their cap space in particular. What do you mean when you're talking about that?
Yeah, because the Lakers let their players that they had last year go, players like LeBron or Rui Hachimura or Luke Kennard. Yeah, they have open cap space, but then they'd have to replace those guys' production and then go over and above that to actually improve the team. And look, the Lakers are not desperate. They won 53 games last year. They had a terrific, strong finish to the season. And if Luka Doncic doesn't hurt his hamstring, who knows what would have happened? Who knows what seed they would have had? Who knows what they would have done in the postseason? So, look, here's the thing. LeBron is probably worth $100 million still, okay? Because of what he means to an organization. He's not going to make $100 million. So what the Lakers or any team would need to do is come to him with a plan and say, LeBron, what we want to do is we want to add this player, and this player. We have this amount of money to do it. What do you think about taking this money? Bring LeBron into, not necessarily to pick the players, but bring LeBron into the process. And I think that's how you get him to stay engaged with the Lakers. And I just want to point out one more thing. I know we're looking at the landscape now. The offseason does not begin for another 10 days, okay, 11 days. There could be teams that open up cap space or open up opportunities to appeal to LeBron between now and then. And so there's no reason for LeBron to be in a rush. Go play some more golf in Europe and wait and see what the full menu is at the end of next week.
It seems like the menu of that trip is just getting started, because when Iman Shumpert joins the party, then you know that things are only going to kick up, right, to another level and another notch. Meanwhile, we'll keep talking about free agents officially, because Shams, you reported that he intends to sign a $185 million max deal with the Los Angeles Lakers. By the way, that's the biggest contract in NBA history for an undrafted player, which is awesome. And you can see why.
This is not a rumor anymore. This is a fracture inside the NBA's most stable empire. Right now, inside Boston, the conversations are no longer whispers. They are active, tense, and escalating. League sources confirm the Celtics have started to listen, engage, and discuss trade frameworks involving Jaylen Brown, a Finals MVP, a top 5 MVP finisher, and a cornerstone of a championship identity that once looked untouchable. And here is the shock that hit the league like a thunderclap. This is not the first time. In 2022, Brown was already part of internal discussions tied to Kevin Durant. Last summer, Boston once again explored his market value while navigating salary pressure under the apron system. And now, the name being floated again is even heavier: Giannis Antetokounmpo. This is no longer about speculation. This is about escalation. And just as Boston's foundation begins to shake, another storm is forming on the opposite coast, where LeBron James is quietly stepping into uncertainty. Inside the Celtics organization, the tone has shifted from loyalty to calculation. Jaylen Brown is not just a star anymore. He is a Finals MVP, a player who carried Boston during stretches when Jason Tatum was unavailable, a player who finished top tier in MVP conversations and proved he could dominate on the biggest stage. But the internal question has become uncomfortable. Can this core still win, or has it already peaked? One league insider put it brutally. This relationship has run its course. It feels like divorce papers are already on the table. And the tension is not just basketball, it is psychological. Brown has shown signs of wanting something bigger, something individual, a path where he is not part of a duo, but the face of an empire. He is extension eligible in just weeks. That timing is critical, because once that window opens, leverage shifts instantly. And in the background, the most controversial idea is being whispered. What if Boston doesn't trade Tatum for Brown, but considers the opposite of everything? But while Boston debates identity and loyalty, another franchise is preparing something far more strategic and far more dangerous. In Los Angeles, there is no panic. There is planning. LeBron James, still one of the most powerful forces in basketball, is entering unrestricted free agency territory with the entire league watching every move. And here is the reality teams are calculating. LeBron is still valued at nearly $100 million in organizational impact, even if no contract will ever reflect that number.
But the Lakers' position is complicated. They are not rebuilding. They are not desperate. They won 53 games last season and remained competitive deep into the year. Even with injuries, they stayed dangerous and internally believe they are one piece away, not 5.
But cap space? That is where everything becomes fragile. If Los Angeles clears contracts like LeBron, Rui Hachimura, and Luke Kennard, they create flexibility, but also open a production gap that must be replaced instantly.
This is the paradox. To improve, they might first have to risk falling. And LeBron knows it. He is not rushing. There are still 10, 11 days before free agency officially stabilizes. The market is still forming. Teams like Brooklyn and Chicago are among the few with real cap space, but nothing close to certainty. So the Lakers are preparing a pitch, not just money, but vision. A roster plan, a championship path, a reason to stay engaged. And just when the Lakers begin shaping their future around LeBron, the league is hit with an even bigger financial earthquake. While stars move and franchises calculate futures, a new financial reality is breaking through the league. Reports confirm a player is preparing to sign a historic $185 million maximum deal with the Los Angeles Lakers, the largest contract ever for an undrafted player. This is not just a contract.
This is a statement.
A signal that the NBA's value system is evolving faster than ever, where draft position no longer defines ceiling, and where organizations are willing to bet record money on development arcs instead of pedigree.
It changes everything. Market expectations, front office aggression, and how superstars like Brown and LeBron are valued in negotiations.
Because once one contract breaks the ceiling, everything beneath it starts to shift. And now, with money expanding, loyalty fading, and power shifting, the entire NBA stands on the edge of something unpredictable. This is no longer just about Jaylen Brown.
Or LeBron James. Or even one franchise in Boston or Los Angeles. This is about a league where the balance of power is unstable, where finals MVPs can be discussed in trade calls, where legends enter free agency without guarantees, and where front offices are forced to choose between history and reinvention.
One wrong move, and a dynasty collapses.
One bold move, and a new empire is born.
And right now, as conversations intensify behind closed doors, one truth is becoming unavoidable. The NBA offseason hasn't started, but the war already has, and the next move could change everything.
Yo, mic check 1 to 2, -1, -2. Game over for this video, folks. Smash that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to stay in the huddle for more. This is NFL Madness, bringing the heat and signing out.